Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Rand. I'm the mayor of Nyack, and I'm running for the state senate for the 38th district, which covers most of Rockland County. And I wanted to talk today about the new law that was passed by the legislature in the state, which has a one-year moratorium on new data centers. I think this is a great law. I'm very grateful that they passed it. And I just want to clarify some of its terms because I don't want it to be misunderstood. First thing I want to make clear is this is not a ban on data centers. We need data centers. We should have data centers in New York State. We don't want to fall behind. They are important for economic development. However, the new data centers are very different, and there's some very unique complications that they create for water rates and utility rates and environmental impact. And so we really do want to study it. And so although I'm not a big fan of moratoria because I feel like, it sends a negative message about business development, I think that a one-year moratorium, for the purposes that they are setting this up to do a study and to really examine what should be done to protect against the negatives that data centers can bring, I think is worthwhile. So here's what's in the law. Okay, it's the one-year moratorium. It's only on new state permits. Anything that's been approved is exempt, okay? And what it does is it gives time for the Department of Environmental Conservation to renew all these issues and review all these issues so that they can see what we need to do to protect against sort of negative externalities of data centers. So what's going on? The DEC is going to do a report which is going to measure energy consumption, water consumption, land use, pollution, public subsidies. They're going to take that report and they're going to tell us what needs to be done to protect the environment, to protect ratepayers, to protect against water consumption, electricity consumption. All right. The other part of the law, which doesn't really have to do with the moratorium, puts in a bunch of regulations that I think are really great, okay? They have ratepayer protections, which utilities have to create a separate rate classification for data centers so that data centers can take advantage of bulk discounts that they would normally be able to take, that they have to pay a separate rate than the normal users do, and they prevents them from passing on costs that have to do with being able to handle the amount of energy that they use. They can't pass those costs on to ratepayers. All right. There's also other stuff in the law. There's mandatory public hearings on any new data centers. There's a renewable energy requirement, so these data centers will be energy efficient. They have to make contributions to community environmental programs, and they have to follow fair labor standards so that we know the work's being done by union professionals and competent professionals and people being paid fairly for their work. It's a great law. I'm really glad they passed it. I'm looking forward to it getting signed. And I don't understand why Bill Weber, my senator and my opponent in the campaign, would have voted against it. I do